On the night of November 16, 2024, a schoolteacher stands outside his classroom struggling to remain calm. Just moments ago he had been inside setting up decorations for his students, when something startled him so badly that he immediately left the room. The school he works at doesn't have a reputation for paranormal activity, though students often share stories and rumors about the place being haunted by a former student. Whether this student ever existed remains a mystery, but tonight, after what he experienced, the teacher is convinced his classroom, or perhaps the entire school, is haunted. He recounts what happened. "I was just finishing up the decorations for when the students returned. I was at the smartboard, taking a step back to check my work. You know, it's just me and the janitor here this late, but look, do you see that? Do you see it? Is that not a kid sitting right there?" In the footage, a figure appears to be seated at a desk toward the back of the classroom, facing the board. For comparison, the teacher shows what the classroom looks like when the seat is empty. There's clearly no one there, but somehow, in this moment, a faint outline resembling a child is visible. While it's difficult to make out distinct features, the shape unmistakably resembles a young student. Viewers have speculated that this figure could be the spirit of a former student, one who perhaps missed their chance to return during life but has now made their presence known. The teacher recalls an incident a few months earlier involving a student at the school, though details remain unclear. Tragically, the student is said to have passed away. Whether or not the events are connected, the eerie sighting leaves the teacher, and those who watch the footage, shaken. Only days after the tragic accident, rumors began circulating among the students, claiming that the girl's spirit now haunts the school. If that's true, it certainly adds an unsettling layer to the footage captured by the teacher. But of course, the final judgment is yours. Was this truly a ghost caught on camera, or is there another explanation for what was seen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now shifting to another eerie story, this next footage was recently shared by a mother named Angela who experienced something unsettling while home alone. The only other person in the house was her baby, who had just been put to sleep in her crib. It had already been a challenging night. Angela's baby wouldn't stop crying and kept staring at an empty space before bursting into tears. While strange, Angela hadn't thought much of it, at least not until the incident that followed. At around 10 p.m., Angela was woken up by a notification on her phone, alerting her that a person had been detected on the back patio. Thinking it might be her husband returning from work, she checked the live feed from her security camera. Instead of her husband, she saw this. At first, Angela thought the figure might be a trick of the light or pareidolia, a misinterpretation of random shapes. But then, without warning, the figure, which Angela describes as looking like a little girl, slowly dissipates into thin air. Just like that, the silhouette vanishes entirely. In a follow-up video, Angela shows the exact location where the figure was captured, trying to make sense of what she saw. Was it a ghost, a glitch, or something else entirely? The little girl's appearance in Angela's footage becomes even more unsettling after she provides some context in a follow-up video. "This is the area," Angela explains, pointing to the spot where the figure had appeared. "The door it was standing near? We don't keep anything here. It's just a walkway, and putting anything here would be awkward. And this is where the security camera is." Angela goes on to say she had expected to see a person when reviewing the footage, but what she actually saw left her shaken. The demonstration she provides in her video makes the footage even creepier. When Angela stands in the same spot as the figure, her body doesn't appear fully visible in the frame. So how is it that this figure was so clear? The figure, or whatever it was, remains motionless the entire time. While Angela can't say for certain if this was something paranormal, she now suspects this is what her baby had been looking at earlier that night. She firmly believes it may have been responsible for upsetting her child. But as always, the final judgment is yours. Was this a ghost caught on camera, or could there be another explanation? In another eerie case, on September 20th, 2020, a father decided to record his two sons during a playful wrestling match. Both boys were fully immersed in their game, each trying to outdo the other. It was an even match until one of the boys became distracted. It's unclear what caught his attention, but his focus shifts entirely, giving his opponent the chance to win. While reviewing the footage, the father noticed something chilling. As his son stared intently toward the closet, the camera captured something terrifying. Inside the closet, a face can be seen. Frozen like something out of a nightmare. It doesn't move but instead seems to be staring directly at the camera. The father pans the camera toward the spot his son was fixated on, but sees nothing in the moment. Yet when he reviews the recording, the face is unmistakable. After turning the camera away briefly and pointing it back at the closet, the face is no longer there. The footage, taken in 2020, remains unexplained to this day. While there have been no updates about the clip, it has left viewers speculating about what could have been lurking inside the wardrobe. A group of friends was exploring an abandoned building that had been unoccupied for years. Nothing about it seemed unusual, until they noticed something strange. At first glance, they thought they were looking at a plastic bag caught on a wire attached to the building. But as they continued watching, it became clear that this wasn't an ordinary bag. The object began to float, moving in an unnatural way, and then, to their shock, it vanished entirely. What made this even stranger was that the disappearance occurred just as they started calling out to it. It was as if whatever they were watching had deliberately hidden itself. While the movement could have been a coincidence, it didn't explain how the object disappeared so completely. The friends were convinced they had seen a ghost on the roof, and viewers have been left equally baffled, unable to explain the footage. On October 18, 2024, a video recorded by a classroom security camera began circulating among students, causing a stir. The footage had been posted by Mr. Simon, the teacher of the class, who stumbled upon something unsettling while reviewing recordings of his lectures. Normally, Mr. Simon didn't check the camera footage, but a student's complaint about bullying had prompted him to investigate. As he reviewed the recordings, he noticed a notification of motion detected at 10 p.m. the night before, a time when the school was supposed to be empty. Expecting to see a janitor or perhaps a trespasser, Mr. Simon played the clip, only to be confronted with something far more terrifying. At first, it's difficult to spot, but after a few camera rotations, a faint figure appears at the classroom entrance. The camera seems to notice it, briefly stopping to focus on the figure before it vanishes without a trace. Mr. Simon described the entity as a misty apparition. While it was no longer visible after its initial appearance, some viewers speculated that the camera's continued movement indicated it was still tracking the unseen figure. Convinced he had witnessed something otherworldly, Mr. Simon shared the footage, leaving viewers to wonder what exactly had entered his classroom. To this day, he has no explanation for the strange event and wonders if the figure will ever return. In Kirov, Russia, a couple driving down a highway captured something eerie on their dashcam. Gregory P., who submitted the video, saw it featured on a local news station and immediately recognized the incident as anything but normal. As the couple drove along, a mysterious silhouette suddenly appeared in the middle of the road. Its abrupt presence startled the driver, causing her to swerve. The figure's sudden and inexplicable appearance left both the couple and viewers deeply unsettled. A figure suddenly appeared in the middle of the road as a car drove through a dark highway. Captured on the dashcam, this silhouette seemed human but displayed no reaction to the oncoming vehicle. It stood motionless, manifesting seemingly out of nowhere. Many viewers speculate this was no ordinary person, with some suggesting it was paranormal in nature. Though the true nature of the figure remains uncertain, it's clear most people find the footage unexplainable. In another chilling clip, Sienna G received a video from her aunt, who had been filming her young son playing in a room. Initially thought to be an innocent family video, Sienna noticed something unsettling upon watching it again. At exactly 17 seconds into the footage, a dark silhouette moves across the room, passing briefly in front of the camera. When the video is slowed, the figure becomes more distinct. It appears to have a torso and an arm, but one detail stands out. It has no head. This eerie detail left Sienna and her aunt deeply unnerved, as no one else was present in the room at the time of recording. To this day, the origin of the figure remains a mystery. In another submission, a young girl was playing with glasses in a bedroom while her parents talked nearby. Nothing seemed unusual until a strange and loud screech echoed from the kitchen. According to the mother, No one else was in the house except their family and their dog. Yet the dog couldn't have made such a noise. Strangely, their daughter didn't react to the sound, and no one else in the house heard it in real time. The unexplained scream left the family shaken, with no answers as to its source. In a final unsettling video, a man living alone documented the eerie occurrences in his apartment. From tapping noises outside his window to objects inexplicably moving, he was convinced his home was haunted. The most unnerving incident happened late one night when he captured something strange on video. His wardrobe, which had been closed, started producing faint, unexplained movements. As he cautiously approached, he found nothing visibly out of place. However, the hangers inside began to sway as though touched by an unseen force. While nothing conclusive appeared in the footage, viewers believe something invisible was present in the wardrobe. This incident was enough to push the man to move out. He hasn't posted any further videos, leaving the mystery of his haunted apartment unsolved. Whether ghostly or not, the experiences shared in these videos continue to leave viewers questioning the boundaries of the unexplainable.